Hey everybody, this is Betty from Betty's Garage coming to you with a new video. I recently posted a video for a kelp farm, and I'm working on my mega kelp farm. And what I had was a automatic delivery system to the furnace array to be able to cook the kelp and turn it into dry kelp. There's a few glitches in that particular system, so I wanted to make this video because I fixed the glitches, making a few changes to the minecart system. And so what I want to tell you is you want to make sure that the rails are running from north to south. So if you're facing west, you're going to go this way. So let's get started. I can show you how we're going to build this. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 up. That's going to be our level. Then come behind this block, go 1 up like that. And then from this block here, we're going to come out 5 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. And then we're going to come out 3 blocks like so on this side, and then we're going to come out 3 blocks like so on this side. To get it started, we're going to come over here and we're going to get a detector rail, and then we're going to need power rails too. So let's get those. So first off, we're going to go 1 block out and place our detector rail. Then we're going to place a power rail here and here, and we're going to break this top one. Then we're going to come out with 2 more power rails, and then we're going to put in a regular rail here. Put a regular rail here, here, and then a regular rail here. Then we're going to come underneath because we want to see when it's powered which way this rail is going to face. So we're going to put a block down here, and we're going to put a torch underneath it, and it faces this way. So depending on which way you were facing, if you were facing east or west, this rail would attach one way or the other. And once it's powered, we want to see which way it's going, because if it's going this way, we want to put our measuring mechanism on this side. If it's going this way, we want to put it on this side. So here's what we're going to do to launch our cart. Come out 2 blocks like this, then 1 up like that, and then we're going to get a comparator, and we're going to put a comparator right here, and then we're going to put another one here. This first one we want to put on retract mode. Going to put another block here, and then we're going to put a redstone block here, and 2 pieces of redstone dust like that and like that. I want to get out our funnels, because this is what's going to kind of start the whole thing going, is what's coming out of our funnels, or I should say hoppers, sorry. And then we can put a case on top of our hoppers. So we'll go like this, and we'll just put it off to one side. It doesn't really matter. Sorry about that, just got a phone call and I had to cancel it here. So this is basically going to be our input for whatever you're wanting to put in to your furnace array, to whatever you want to cook. So what we're going to do here is we're going to continue on, come out 1 block over here, and then come up like so. Delete that block, delete that block. Come over 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to want to get out our furnaces. And we want to face our furnaces this way, facing towards the side here. And just put a furnace on each block. Like so. And we're going to bust out these blocks underneath them. And just for simplicity at the end here, we'll put our chest down. We're done with the furnaces for now. Put the chest here. And then we're going to get our hoppers back out. Crouch and place hoppers on one underneath each furnace facing towards the chest. so that anything coming from the furnaces gets automatically directed into the chest. Alright, now come on top of the furnaces and place a hopper on top of each one of the furnaces. Come down here and place a hopper on the side of each one of the furnaces. These hoppers that are on the side of the furnaces are what we're going to use to feed the furnaces fuel. The one on the top is what we're going to use to feed what we're going to cook in the furnaces. That's how we're going to feed it with the minecart. So we're going to come over here and we're going to come 2 out and then 1 up like so. Delete that block. And then on the side, we're going to come out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put 1 on top. And delete that block there. Come over to our track we're building here. And we want to extend this out to be 1, 2 past the last hopper. Come over. And then back in like that. And do the same on the other side. So we're going to come 2 past like that. Come 1 over. And then back like this. Get out our rails, and we're going to use all regular rails for each corner. Like that. Find our middle here, right here, and on this hopper right down here, it's just the way the count works. We can put a regular rail there. Then we're going to get our power rails, and we're going to come out 1, 2 with our power rails. Get our detector rails, put 2 detector rails down, make sure it's on this side, opposite of our mechanism right here, okay? And then we're going to finish that out with power rails here. And we're going to put power rails all down here, like so. Definitely didn't want to do that. It's okay, we'll come back to it. Okay, come back here, put power rails down. Remember to crouch as you're trying to place them on top of the hoppers. When we get to the middle, we want to have on this one here, nope, we want to have a regular rail, and then back to power rails. Okay, then we're going to come in 2 power rails from here, all on my friend, and put a regular rail, and then we're going to have a power rail, like so. We're going to get out our levers, because this is how we're going to power everything. This is to turn just this rail on here, and then come over here. And what we want to do is go 2 blocks up like that, delete that block, make sure you delete it, put a lever there, do the same over here, come 2 blocks up, delete that, and we're going to put a lever there, turn it on. That powers most of our rails. We still need to power these 2 here, and we still need to power these 2 here. So we're going to put a lever here, and we're going to put a lever here. Make sure those levers are exactly where I've showed you, okay? Now, we want to power all of these rails. Let's dig a little hole here for a second. Come up underneath here, just to hide it. Put a lever there. And then come over here, and we can put a lever right there. So all of our rails should be powered. Get some grass here real quick. Put that back in. Okay, so that's the bulk of the build. Now we're going to get into the operational mechanisms. So to keep our cart in place, we're going to put torch right there. We're going to get out a sticky piston, put a sticky piston in front of the torch, like so, and then we're going to put one fence pole in front of the sticky piston, like so. Okay, so when our cart comes in and parks, the piston will be there and the fence pole will hold it in place. Okay, now how do we make this work over here? So this first detector rail, we're going to come underneath it and we're going to put a block like that, redstone dust, a repeater on 3 ticks delay, another repeater with no delay, and a piece of redstone dust like that. So when the empty cart comes by, it'll hit this detector rail, or whenever the cart comes by, actually it'll hit this detector rail, which will power this, and it'll turn off the torch, and that track will come back this way, and we want to go into park position. Well, sometimes we want to prevent that. If there's something in the cart, we don't want that to retract. So we're going to build this little, off the second detector, we're going to build a delay circuit. So we're going to go like that. Nope, actually we wanted that there for a second. Go like that. Put a piece of redstone dust there. Another block here. Put a piece of a repeater right there. Go up. That block out. Put a block here. Now we're going to take a comparator and facing into this block here, and then turn around and facing away from that block there. We're going to put another redstone repeater there, 0 delay, redstone dust, redstone dust, redstone dust. So what's going to happen is the cart comes by, if it has anything in it, so I'm going to put a comparator here, it's going to set off this comparator, which is going to come into this delay circuit and turn this repeater on, which is going to lock this repeater here, will not let anything flow through. Okay, I'll show you that in just a second. So this is basically the crux of the build. Let's see if it is working like it's supposed to. We need to put minecart there, hopper minecart. You could use a hopper minecart or a regular chest minecart here. It just depends on how often you want it to take off, depending on how fast whatever you have coming in comes in. Okay, so we're going to put a hopper minecart down, and this should park this time. And as you see, it does. It parks. And we're going to put our fuel feeder cart here and test it out. It should go all the way over and come back just fine, and it does. And then we turn it off when we want it to stop. Obviously, we have to manually feed it fuel. So now let's put some stuff in our cart and see what happens here. Let me get some blocks to put in here. Doesn't really matter what we put in. We want to put in something that, well, I built this for the kelp farm, so let's do it with kelp. How's that sound? Come down here. We'll get a bunch of kelp. Put the kelp in our chest. And as you can see, it feeds the cart. As soon as the cart fills up, it'll take off and start running. I'm going to make it go real quick just by deleting this torch, just so you can see it work. See how it locks it down there and the signal never goes through and the track never comes back over. Now, once it's empty, it parks itself and starts filling again. If you want to see that happen again, this is just a way to bypass the system. Trust me, when the cart is full, it will work. I'll put a little button over here, make it a little easier to send the cart on its way. Not a torch, a button. Okay. Notice as long as the cart has something in it, it locks it. You see this goes off and it locks it. Keeps locking it, and then lock fades and allows normal operation, so that when the cart's empty and it doesn't lock it, the cart will park itself. As long as the cart has something in it, it keeps going round and round and keeps feeding the furnaces. The furnaces probably haven't gone off because I haven't put any fuel in them, and now it's parked itself. And you noticed on the last one, the signal was allowed to go through that repeater right there. So that's my fix for this. There was somebody who put one out where basically the comparator was up one on this one here, and they had 4 ticks delay, and it was glitchy at best. They didn't have a time extender or a pulse extender circuit in there. They just fed it directly, and like I said, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Don't know why. I just figured out that, you know, we basically needed to lock this, because even sometimes when the cart was empty, it would hit and just keep going, even though you would see this track switch back and forth. It was just switching too late. And if you just tried to put it on 3, it would park itself, but then it would park itself every single time. This circuitry that I've put in here to do this has basically made it work really well. Let's just feed the cart some really easy fuel so we can see that it does work. Normally I would be putting dried kelp blocks in here, but just for ease of the demonstration. And you can see we delivered the kelp. And kelp comes into our box here. So like I say, this is the fix for my kelp farm. This part was glitching out. You can see in the background there I have my kelp farms. I just wanted to come over here and put this in so anybody who built a kelp farm would have this video to go to and be able to fix the problem. Like I said, it'll go round and round. It obviously filled up that time, so it's going to take a second. And it should go park itself once it's done. And this black line basically is showing you the locking of the comparator, of the repeater. As you can see, it's trying to get a signal, but we've locked it and unlocked it, locked it, and it becomes unlocked before the next cycle. This is pretty much bulletproof right now. Whether or not Mojang makes any changes that breaks it in the future, I don't know, but for right now, this thing really works really well. I'm really proud of how it works, and it does a really good job. And as far as my mega kelp farm, I found that the 16 furnaces here that we have are plenty of furnaces to take care of the load coming out of the mega kelp farm. So it's good enough for that. It should be pretty much good enough for anything. Like I say, anything you want cooked delivered into here will go through the system. Just make sure you don't put something that can't be cooked in there. And of course, everybody knows that that would foobar the system up, right? And I don't need to explain what foobar means, I hope. I'm just kind of waiting and rambling on here just to see the cart park itself one final time. And there it goes. As you can see, it works perfectly. So again, this is Betty from Betty's Garage. Hope you all enjoy this. I'll be posting this video shortly.